Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Darren, the delivery driver, also known as Abdul Muhsin, and on this channel I give you the tips, tricks, and the inside scoop to make you the most profitable driver. If you like making money, being on the road, and a path to financial freedom, then join the grind by hitting that like button, smashing that subscribe, turning on your bell notification, and leaving your comments down below. In today's video, what we're gonna go over is the much anticipated, which one is better, delivering in a car or delivering on an e-bike. Stick around to the end, you don't want to miss this. All right guys, so how we're gonna break this video down is we're gonna go over the pros of a car. We're gonna also go over the pros of a bike. We're gonna go over the cons of a car, and we're gonna go over the cons of the bike. And then at the end, we're gonna do what are the similarities and what is the final conclusion. But before we get into that, I want you to check out this website, which is for our sponsor for this video. All right guys, so today's paid sponsor is by careergear.co.uk. Here's their website. The e-bike batteries, here they are. They have £50 off on these. Also, they have accessories for accessories, parts, and service and equipment for motor scooters and cars. So we'll go ahead and look at some of the car accessories, because I'm a food delivery driver for cars, so I'll do that really quickly. They got a nice phone holder on the website. They got a car steering wheel deck. Never seen that before, but that's pretty awesome. And they also have a car social safety screen for those of you guys who are taxi cab drivers and you want to have that social safety screen. You can get it here for £49. And the last thing that I wanted to say is that in a link in the description, you get £10 off for using my code on the website. And they also have free delivery and a 30-day return policy. Go check them out, guys. All right, so one of the first wanted to list for the car is undoubtedly the heating and the air conditioning. The heating for the winter and the air conditioning for the summer, because I could not imagine being without my heat in my car doing deliveries in this cold weather. So definitely the number one pro is going to be air conditioning for the summer and heating for the winter. All right, so the second pro for the car, what I wanted to go over is the comfortability and the protection. So one, you're protected in the car. Like, it's a car, you're protected. Obviously you can get in a car crash, and I don't wish that upon anyone, but ultimately you are comfortable in your car and you're protected to a certain degree. Always wear your seatbelt when you're driving. Safety first. Another pro for the car is that you don't suffer from fatigue. You can literally sit around in your car all day. You can sit in your car all day and you can wait for orders, and you're not gonna get tired from like riding the bike. Maybe you're riding the bike and then you get tired and then you don't go, you stop doing work. But within a car, you can just sit in your car all day, and then when a delivery comes, you just go do it. So that's another thing that you don't have to suffer with. All right guys, so in the last pro for the car is that you can go up to 100 miles per hour in a car, but I don't advise anyone with doing that. Don't drive super fast when you're doing deliveries. There's absolutely no need to do that. And also that, like I said earlier, I didn't emphasize on it, but you're protected in the car. It's comfortable protection. If it rains or if it's super hot, like I said, air conditioning, things like that, you're protected. So that's the last final pro for the car. To go to the total other side of the spectrum, we're going to go for the pros of the bike. And when I say bike, I'm talking e-bike. And the pros for the e-bike is that when you're doing deliveries on an e-bike, you get short distance, so you can kind of like hang out at like near one area in town, and you can do one specific restaurant, and you can just go. They're not going to send you far. You can go, drop it, get back, put your bike right in front of the restaurant, lock it up, go back in, take another one, go here and there. And you can do one for example, one Just Eat, one Uber, if you're sitting right outside of like the areas in town or a popular restaurant in town. So that's a very good one. It's short distance and you can take shortcut. All right, now for the second pro for the bike, this is probably one of my, I'm going to put this in a category. It's, you don't have to pay for petrol, you don't have to pay for insurance, and you don't have to pay for no kind of expenses for your car that a car would have to. So you don't have no insurance, you don't have no parking difficulties, and you don't have no petrol that you're paying. So with all that subtracted, no expenses and things like that, you're free
to make more money. So that's ultimately what an e-bike has a pro over the car is that it gives you the possibility to make more money. All right, guys, so for the last pro, the bike, is that you get to stay fit. When you're on the bike, you're doing it on an e-bike or a normal bike, you're gonna stay fit when you're doing deliveries. So that's definitely a pro. And you don't wait around in no traffic, none of that. Like, you know, it's just quick and easy, and it's a possibility. If you are young and you're in really good shape, you can literally probably make more money on an e-bike than in a car. All right, guys, so we've talked about the pros for the car and the pros for the e-bike. So now we're gonna jump into the cons for the e-bike. And the first con for the e-bike is that it's dangerous. I've heard many stories about people who are riding bikes and, you know, they have almost been hit by a car, or they've fallen off the bike. Even me myself, when I used the bike for a short period of time on my delivery account, I actually fell off the bike. I fell off and it was raining. So when it started raining, I slid and fell off, and I fell off right next to the main road, where like a dual carriageway where they're going about 40 miles per hour, and it's quite dangerous. So my advice to everyone is to definitely check out that Career Gears, or check out the website that's linked in the description, and get yourself some of those accessories and make sure that you're being safe out there on the bike. Another con for the bike is that you can go quite fast on an e-bike. No doubt, you can go quite fast on an e-bike, but you cannot go as fast as you can in a car. So the speed is another con for the bike. For the last con for the bike, the last con is going to be that fatigue, yeah, and weather. So you're going to ultimately get tired on an e-bike. Like, you can't just sit outside all day on the e-bike and just wait for orders, because maybe in the summer it's going to be way too hot, you're going to need something to drink, or in the winter it's going to be way too cold, you can't do it. So the consistency won't be there, but if the consistency is there, you can totally kill it. So, and you're gonna get tired, and then also you're gonna have to deal with the weather. So you're gonna have to figure out how to balance those two, because waiting around in restaurants all day for orders when it's not busy, it's not gonna be sufficient. So that's a downside to having an e-bike. All right, guys, I'm gonna shoot through these cons for the car very fast. Starting off with the first one is that you got parking issues. I don't know how many times, I'll link a video above, where us delivery drivers are getting parking tickets by the parking enforcers. Also, traffic. We're constantly in traffic between rush hour in the morning if you're doing breakfast deliveries, or rush hour in the evening when people are getting off work. So first two are parking and traffic. Next, you got that big old monster of expenses. So we got petrol, we got car maintenance, we got washing our cars, we got insurance. There's just expenses on top of expenses on top of expenses, oil change, tires, lights, everything when it comes to keeping up with the car. So that is definitely a con of driving in a car, which the bikes don't have to worry about. All right, guys, and the last and final con for driving in a car as a delivery driver is that you will become lazy, possibly, because you're just getting so used to being sat in your car delivering food, this, that. You're not getting a lot of exercise, and you can get that delivery driver belly. Me, guys, I used to be so small, but since I've been doing delivery driving, kind of put on a belly. But I really need to get to the gym. So if anyone in the community wants to go to the gym, hey, I'm down to go. So that pretty much sums it up for all the pros and the cons, and weigh it depending on your situation and which city you live in. So if you live in a bigger city and everything's close to each other, it's probably best to do it on a bike. If you got, like, you know, driving in town tax fees, like you can't drive in town because you're gonna have to pay to drive in town, then do it on a bike, you know. So it all depends on you and your location and your fitness, and everything revolved around you. They both have in common is that you're gonna be working for yourself, you're gonna be grinding, you're gonna have the opportunity to make money on the road. So those are the similarities, that you're gonna make money either way with both of them. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys, is to do it on a bike or a car. So you guys leave your opinions down in the comment. What you think is better? Is it better to do it in a car, or is it better to do it in a bike? In my opinion, if I had to have a long shot, if I'm in a big city, it's best to do it on an e-bike. But if you're in a smaller city with longer distance deliveries and things like that, and you got to take into consideration the weather, then it's best to do it in your own car. And my situation is that I live in a smaller city, and the weather plays a big part, so I do it in a car. But at the end of the day, make the best decision for you and your financial situation and things like that. That's all I got for you. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.